Get it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Localz Only. We are here with,
Kid Boogie.
Walid.
yes, honored to have Walid in the building.
Yes.
As you guys know, Localz Only, a podcast that we started in 2020. We took a quick hiatus, because we realized that we were doing a lot of interviews with a lot of legends, and we wanted to really do it in person the right way. So we put a little halt to it for a little bit, but now we're back and better than ever right here at the Unite Cultural Center.
Yup.
Flavor of the Year weekend.
Ooh, it's gonna be hot.
That's
It's
right.
gonna be hot.
Yes. Walid, you just flew in, right?
Yeah.
Couple,
No, go ahead.
yeah, a couple of hours ago, straight to the Unite, Cultural Center, and got to chill, talk a little bit. But we wanted to wait to have the real conversation until we start this. Right? There's a lot. There's a lot.
Let me tell y'all something. When I first started dancing, there was two groups that I used to really look up to, right? In the early 2000s. Of course, you guys know the Electric Boogaloos, right? But there was another group that my generation was like, especially on the Electric Boogaloo student side, we were fascinated. We were like obsessed with the Fried Poppers,
The Fried Poppers.
right? Jazzy J, Disco Dave, Sweepy, Frank Boogie, and this man right here, Walid.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Remember.
This guy-
So nice. Remember. Good. Remember, bro.
This guy has influenced my dance a lot, and man, this is like, it's an honor, Walid. It's an honor.
Yes. Round of
Same,
applause,
same,
everybody.
Same.
Round of applause.
Same.
So we'll get to the Fried Poppers, right? We have a lot of. I have a lot of questions. I know Kid has a lot of questions, right? But if you can, let us know your background, right? Like where you from, and all that.
Yes, I'm from Paris. Originally from North Africa, Algeria. Born in '74. So I discovered for the first time this culture. It was in the street in early '80s. So I was a child, and for the first time I see on the street some people doing what we call in France back in the days Smurf.
Yeah,
Smurfing.
Yes, exactly. And after it comes on breaking. So we all see. I remember at 10 years in '84, '85, breaking one and Beat Street. So you have one of the first program HIP, and we have some dancer from different suburb come and dance. So every Sunday we was stuck on the screen watching the TV, and so that's the area. So, and let's say after 88, 89, start really to go in the club. And,
Wow. Young
Yes,
too, still young in the club.
still, yeah.
Wow. So how was it? Were you born in Algeria? And
Yeah,
then-
I'm born in Paris,
Oh.
but my background is Algeria. There's a lot of this culture.
Population.
There's a lot in France because
Yeah. So how was it for you growing up? Algerian French. Growing up and loving hip hop, loving this culture. Like, was it? How was the hip hop culture in France at that time?
It was big. It was big. I think it was big in France, and of course it was big in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was so. It's not possible to explain the feeling with the word.
100%.
But the body was 100 reacting to that movement, to that wave.
Yeah.
So of course in the beginning we call it a wave. Like for many people it was like la mode.
Yeah.
French
I've heard
So it's
this
like a
word.
trend, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So but actually no, it was the beginning of something so big
Yeah.
and really rooted.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really I think something starting the body.
And back then, did you learn by yourself, or did you find anybody that was teaching you back then?
Yeah. That it was like I say. It in the beginning. Imagine you in your home. You go in with the there's a like center cultural
Yeah,
we have.
yeah.
And sometimes you go to see the movie breaking. So after the movie we was like electrified.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't
Start trying to
understand
copy.
exactly. We tried to copy, and it was like I don't know.
I know
think
that feeling.
something- You see?
Yeah.
So something happened. I think we recognize ourselves inconsciently so much, and as an Algerian background, you know. So you see people, you know, you recognize yourself also on the people you see on the movie.
Yeah.
So all this energy was straight. That's everything passed by this vector energetic.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Of course.
we don't have
That's
teacher.
how it was for me and him
Yep.
watching Poppin' Taco on the TV, you know?
100%.
We
So-
recognized ourselves like, oh man, like he looks like
That's what I
us.
wanna
You
do.
know what I mean? Yeah.
So it's safe.
And like even though it's dance, it's like seeing a superhero.
Yeah.
You know, you're like,
Yeah.
whoa, like that's like powers. You know, because again, with that feeling when you first seen it, especially in an era where you didn't have access to this as often, like you see it in TV, and then you're like, what's the name of the movie? How do I get it? You can't just see it every day that you want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that feeling of magic, you know, it's like, whoa, like, what is this, you know? So who in the movie, who did you see that inspired you the most in the movie Breaking?
In breaking, I stuck on Boogaloo Shrimp.
Boogaloo
Oh.
Shrimp, nice. Michael
Nice.
Chambers.
Michael Chambers.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was the stuff with
The
The
broom.
broom.
the broom. So we was trying, you know, imagine at 10 years and you try to understand what's happened with the broom. Where is you try to find the wire.
Yeah.
And so electric. That's
Yeah.
what you're searching. It's like this culture open something in your body straight. You can evacuate. You know, and
Yeah.
that's so powerful. Because if in 10 years you don't have, or in my 10 years, or I will talk about myself, I don't have my mind was not already to analyze all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah, we
that-
weren't developed yet, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize too that the older movies, they keep like when they were originally made, you couldn't see all the little like, you know, like the wires, all these things, like, because I remember watching Breaking like in the 90s. And then now that they upgraded, they make it more high definition.
You can see the
you
wires,
see
right?
everything, right? But
Definitely.
back then,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
the smaller TV,
Yeah.
There's-
no flat
Exactly.
screens.
On the YouTube clip of that broom scene, you could see the fish.
thing?
The fish.
Exactly.
Yeah.
After later. Exactly. Exactly.
But
Because it's HD.
Yeah, but the point of me saying that is it's back to the magic. Like I remember the first time you see something like that, you're like, whoa, like this, damn, like how do you do that? And you get in the broom, you're like, wait, it's not working for me, you know. So that's dope. So Boogaloo Shrimp.
Exactly. Boogaloo Shrimp. I can say the second. The second was Taco.
Taco, yeah.
Yeah.
And after, of course, there's at this area, like really how my eyes discover these things by the TV program, by the movie. Yeah, I can say yeah, Shrimp and Taco was really more accessible from my.
I
10
could tell
years.
you a story. During the pandemic, you know, I was blessed enough to actually get Poppin' Pete and Taco together again.
Yeah.
Because for a long time they weren't friends. You know, they had a falling out.
Okay.
And when I put them together, like we practiced together, they were talking, and they started telling the story about when they were filming the movie Breaking.
Oh wow.
Right? And that's why I bring it up, because the reason why we kind of gravitated more towards Shrimp and towards Taco is because the way they filmed the movie. You know, Poppin' Pete, they never showed his legs. They were always a
Upper
close
body,
up.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It was always a close up on his face. And here's the reason why: because Poppin' Pete and Taco, of course, they're higher level,
They're
right?
so-
Back
yeah.
then, right?
Yeah, get it.
So the director of the movie went up to Taco and Pete, and they were like, "Hey, listen, Shrimp and Shabadoo are the heroes of the movie. Can
Yeah.
you guys kind of
It's the scenario.
tone
Yeah.
it down, your dances? You guys
Yeah.
are dancing too good." So then Pete tells Taco like, "Hey, this is what the director said," and they were like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, they're killing
So
stuff.
they kept going hard. So the way they kind of toned it down is like, okay, we're gonna do a close up on you.
Okay.
Take
okay.
So
away.
so they took away part of
Okay.
Poppin' Pete's
Yeah.
dance
Okay,
by doing close-ups on his upper body. So all you see is
So you do this video.
Huh?
You do this video.
No, I didn't record it.
Okay. Okay. Like you have all the
But it
story.
was the story. I was hearing this.
That's
I was
precious.
like, oh
That's
yeah.
precious.
No, big time. And those are gems right there. And what's interesting too, like talking a lot to Shrimp, you know, Shrimp does talk about how much, you know, Pete inspired him. Like,
Yeah.
And again, you know, how because of everything that goes on and all the history, especially within like the 2010 era, people don't realize how high level Pete was back
Yeah,
then
bro.
and how much people
Yeah.
respected him. Like, he was already a hood star. You
Yeah.
know, like when he was around, like so many OGs that I respect that I had no clue were inspired by him and the Electric
Yeah.
Boogaloos. They say it, you
Yeah.
know, when you talk to, especially now that everything's calmed down.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, like even Fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, like Fantasy says it like straight up. You know,
62-year-old
62s. Yeah.
inspired
Yeah.
by Pete.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it trickles down, right? Like there's OGs, like the Mysterious Poppers.
Yeah.
Poppin' Taco's first crew were inspired by Sam and Pete.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Daryl Johnson, King Cobra, was a member of the Electric
Yeah.
Boogaloo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with the Pomona guys.
Yes.
No Bone
Stoves
Tyrone.
and, yeah, Groovatrons.
Yeah, No Bone Tyrone. Amazing OG.
The OG of
Incredible.
Groovatrons,
Yeah.
yeah.
He came from, I want to say Compton to Pomona.
Pomona.
But in Compton, he was inspired by Anthony King. Anthony King was inspired by Pete. You know, so it trickles down like...
Have you heard of this name, Anthony King?
No.
So he's someone that is now a lot more people are talking about, that he would win a lot of the competitions and he was very high level back in those days, that a lot of people say that he's someone that has a lot of history in LA back in those days, you know, like under the EBs of them being like the highest, Anthony King is another person that a lot of people say was like the man, you know?
Yeah, I heard many stories where Anthony King was Skeet's rival. They were always...
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa.
And that's I think something too that's important to say is that like we live in a time where people try to put people against each other, and when you say you like someone a lot, right away someone wants to be like, oh no, and argue this, but that it doesn't only have to be one, right?
Yeah.
Like just because you say one person is really good doesn't mean everyone else is not,
Yeah.
or doesn't mean everyone else doesn't have history. We're just talking about this person and what they did do. So boom, breaking, right? So after this, right away, you start just dancing, trying to copy what you saw, you and your friends.
So, yeah. For me, it was really like something like I say, like, okay, something happened in the TV, you recognize yourself, you go to the cinema, you see the movie, you see those guys, you recognize something is not rational.
Yeah,
it's really instinctive. From instinct, I mean,
Yeah.
and then after you know you try to copy them, but he's not serious. Let's say after like 84, 85, 86, 87, 88. In 88 here start to be a little bit more rebel, you know,
Yeah.
and start to want to go in a party in the afternoon,
Yeah.
you know, some party in the afternoon.
Yeah.
15, I go from my house. With the father, it was strong.
Yeah.
You know, you close the door when you come back at night. The door is closed, and
He
you
was
sleep.
sneaking out. He was
Yeah.
sneaking out to the parties.
So that's what's happening. That's when everything starts.
But we can relate. I was sneaking out to go to parties when I was young too, and me and my father, we went at it. You know.
And that's crazy too, and that's what is so powerful about dance, art, you know, music. It's universal, right? Universal language. It's
Yeah.
something that no matter background, religion, race, everything, there's so much that you could relate. And this is why it's so important to have these conversations, because it brings that unity, right? And it shows that. So would you say at this time in Paris, like that there was this wave of like the club, you know, the parties, and everyone's doing the Smurf? What's another, like, what's other styles?
The b-boy, yeah, of course. have a strong b-boy, have
History,
a strong
yeah.
history of
Yeah.
b-boying. So, and of course, there's always, when you see a b-boy, there's always some b-boy who they can play with popping. There's also a popper with a crew of b-boy. So, popping and b-boying was really close.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I always talk when I talk to OGs and even seeing my dad and all my uncles. Right, you didn't do one style. You didn't do one style. You did as many styles. Even if you weren't good, you're doing multiple. You know,
Yeah.
that was the culture. You know, so for you, you were breaking as well.
Of course,
yeah.
I was with b-boy. Most of the time I was with b-boy. All my crew, my first crew, Oposi, we was a hip-hop dancer. Then this is where it come from. It come, from the 84, 85. And after late 80s, it was all that, Public Enemy, Rakim,
Yep.
all that stuff. So we hip-hop.
Yeah.
90s hip-hop.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the golden. They call it the golden era.
Golden area.
Yeah.
So, wow. So with the hip hop, but you always try to mix your style and try to do like a move on the
ground.
move and ground.
Yeah,
Right,
you have
exactly,
to.
with the ground.
Yeah.
And you mix it and you make it fluid like that.
Yeah.
So
That's
So-
super dope.
Go ahead.
What I was gonna say was there a certain club or area that was known more than the rest?
sorry, what you
Like,
more-
was there a certain club or party that was really known?
Yeah.
Like for us, it was Uncle Jam's Army. Uncle Jam's Army. Back
Okay.
in the day, everyone goes Uncle Jam's
Yeah.
Army is where things happen, right? There's a couple of others, but Uncle Jam's Army was like,
And then the radio.
and then the radio, which was Radiotron,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
So for
okay,
you guys,
okay.
what was that?
Okay. So in my area we have the chapelet. The chapelet was like a kind of cave. Like you go on the ground and there's like a stone everywhere, and it was like a jazz club,
Yeah.
some French jazz club, and they play hip hop. So everybody go there. Back in the days, the chapelet. IDNM, we have a party. There's many, I go in every club. I go in every party.
What was your
This
favorite?
is crazy.
Which one was the one that you like?
My favorite, I can say, back in the days when I was, there's l'espace des peupliers. There's
You're in all of them.
There's a lot. It was crazy because it's there's the club. Sometimes there's hip hop party in the club, but sometimes it's more they rent
Like a warehouse.
yeah, a house,
Yeah.
and this was you feel really more at home.
Yeah.
Than when it was in the club and there's a transaction difference.
Yeah.
So I think when it was the party more than the club, that was the song.
So during this era, because for me, I know a little bit of your history, right? I know a little bit. When did you meet Fox?
And yes, this
Because
is
Fox was your partner, right? You guys always used to dance together.
Exactly. So it's so 89, 90s. I go to a place, a studio. It's called the club, and me, I was just doing what we call hype. In France, that's the New Jack's stuff.
Oh, New Jack
So
swing.
we was doing this powerful dance, really energetic,
Yeah.
Running Man, and all that stuff. And I see this guy, Fox, strong, with 1 kilo here,
Serious.
sweating like that, and already mixing some party dance with popping.
Oh, wow.
So and it was a shock for me. It was the first time I see something
Like this.
brutal like that.
Yeah.
Bam. So and that's when my eyes see Fox the first time, and after we meet in the club, and there's a place when everybody meets. It's La Piscine, Châtelet. it's in the center of Paris.
Yeah.
So it's like a commercial center and
Yeah.
Like a mall, right?
exactly like
Yeah,
a mall.
I used to watch videos of people
It's
practicing
here,
there.
La
Yeah.
Rotonde. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So and we meet and I start to meet Fox there more I go like that, and he teach me some stuff. He bring me in his house. He show me the electronic Boogaloo Localz, the full footage back in the days
Wow.
in '95, late '95, yeah, with all the this casting with
Yeah, Crippin'
the-
Sid.
Crippin'
Hey, I'm
Sid,
Crippin'
yeah.
Sid. I'm
All
Boogaloo Sam,
with-
yeah.
all
Which
over-
Electric
all-
Boogaloo Lockers was before Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
It's the original.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we was watching this. We was watching some few video, and that was
He
weird.
put you onto it.
Yeah, he's the guys who put me on. Yeah, and
That's
I have
dope.
I have also this guy Regis. Regis is guys who do a lot of wave in France. He was really strong with the wave, and so I have a lot of influence when I dance with this guy. So I was doing some new school and trying to inject more boogie inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like New York, a little bit New York.
So when
wave.
you started your journey in dance, you considered yourself more of a boogie boy.
More boogie boy
In the beginning,
exactly,
right?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Because for sure, after there all this area with Fox at the same time, there's Mr. Wiggles,
Yeah.
Mr. Fable. They come with
Rocksteady.
yeah. It was first it was Ghetto Original, and after they come back in '96 with Jam on the Groove.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have when Ghetto Original come in early '92. It was second shock for me, big shock. We when we see Mr. Wiggles, when we see February, it was wow, like something at the Solar also.
That's a lot.
There's Mr. Twister, another guy. It was weird. Mr. Wiggles, we see the walk.
Oh, the Wiggles walk.
Everybody's
And the next day, try. Like,
everybody trying.
It's like when you see the broom. You know?
Exactly the same with the perfect image.
Yeah.
So a lot of this area was really non-stop, non-stop until and after '95. So at the same time, '95, I start to be closer from Fox, and at the same time, we go to the north of France and we see Mr. Hugo, Jazzy J,
Wow.
Sugar Pop,
Yeah.
Sundance.
Yeah, I have this show.
You have this show.
Yeah.
So '95 was big shock. So I remember Jazzy, Hugo, Pops. We see wow, Jazzy. When we see Jazzy with his legs is broken.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
at 95. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was flying on the dance floor.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
Unreal.
Skinny too.
Yeah.
You skinny. Ooh.
So up to this time in France, there's no like jams, like popping jams and stuff like this.
Let's say it's still it's still the party.
The party.
The
Yeah.
party. Then you have all the culture. You have some people doing locking. You have some
Yeah.
people doing b-boying. You have popping. You have hip hop. You have all.
Yeah,
it's all the dance
Yep.
together in the club. All the area of '90s.
It was just a jam.
Yes.
Yeah.
jam,
A real jam. Like,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
just a
jam.
jam.
Now
yeah.
we call events and contests jams, but
No,
the
that
jam,
was-
it came from what you're
It
explaining.
was like a backyard boogie.
Exactly boogie. So exactly we have this boogie. So I can say '95 there's something we start to question more ourselves, because the people who come from the West Coast
Yeah.
then were born this style. So you go also talk about this culture. He makes some article.
He's talking about
Pepper.
Hugo, Mr. Smooth.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So and here we start to question more like the origin, the aesthetic of the way
Because
the
now you have
the character.
10 years doing this now, right? Because you see in '84, now up 95. Now you're like, okay, asking more questions.
I discovered this 10 years ago. So and at that time also it was the first time I go to New York in
Okay.
'95.
You start
So,
traveling.
Yeah, I start traveling. I go to London. I meet Mr. Bam Bam, Liquid
Bam Bam.
Robot.
Yeah.
I meet him here in the club in Greenwich. So a lot of question about, okay, there's something in the West different than New York.
Yeah.
Because whatever, Europe have a big influence from New York because also the b-boy, you know, and the boogie. And but 95, it's something like, okay, there's something different.
Something else, yeah. Let's go further into the US.
Exactly. And it started in 95, and it started deeper in 95 because I met also these guys from Japan, Tamaki, like a hip hop house dancer, and he came, and when he came in 90, we spent all the night in his home. I remember when we meet, and he have all the video, you know, the Japanese have
everything.
Strong information. So we have all the show with Pete and Skeet. We have a lot of solo of Skeet before I see some stuff before Skeet released his first tape in 2000. Exactly.
He already has some
the
stuff.
Cure.
Wow.
So it's funny. I don't want to go too fast.
Yes. We'll get there.
No, it's because a lot of the stuff that Skeet did, like a lot of his performances that he put on his videos, there were performances he did in Japan.
Oh, wow.
So all the Japanese guys were already recording it. Yeah.
That's fresh.
Yeah.
So 96, more information again. So also you can see Hugo and Casper, and they was doing their show
in the club.
Exactly.
I have this video, bro.
Kim Boogie has almost everything. That's why the stuff I have to be like, hey, maybe I keep just a little to myself, you know.
You have a lot of material, you guys.
Yes.
I like to call myself a historian with this
time.
video, right?
He goes hunting high and low.
It's good.
Because don't get me wrong, like for me, the new generation inspires me, you know, but for me it inspires me to a certain level, right?
Yeah.
Because you know, like it's changed, you know, whether we like it or not, the dance has changed. You know what I mean? So for me, I like to get that old feeling that I used to have back in the early 2000s. And when I watch these videos that I used to watch when I first started popping, it brings back those old feelings, like, oh man, I remember this, like, you know, like me watching fucking Fried Poppers footage. Like I remember like you, Frank, Sweepy, and Bradley in the studio.
Exactly.
Bro, this footage is fucking golden.
It's incredible, man. So 96, right? You're seeing this.
So 96 start to have more information, and then I remember at that time 96. Then the Jam on the Groove come back. Jam on the Groove come back, and this time they comes with Mr. Damon. Frost.
Damon
so
Frost.
we see again. I remember Damon Frost. We already see some footage back in the days, early 90s. But this time, it was on stage, and it was also a big shock. Mr. Damon.
Real quick, Jam on the Groove, for those that don't know, is it was like a street dance show, a theater show with like real hip hop that influenced the world. They went all around. So many people, so many OGs, and so many originals talk about Jam on the Groove. Either seen it on tape or seen it live, and how much it inspired them. And Damon Frost, what people I don't think a lot of people know, is that he's originally from the Bay Area.
Yeah, he's from Oakland.
He went to Europe early because of BMXing. And a lot of people know him from there, but they don't realize that he has a lot of early history in the Bay, from the West, right? So the second time they come with Jam on the Groove, Damon Frost is in Jam on the Groove.
Exactly, and it was a big surprise. Yes, of course. So when we see him, it was really ready. It opened another vision. The map was more bigger.
Yeah.
So 97, and here late 97, before late 97, after that was the shock of the turning page, the beginning of the turning page.
Now the book really starts.
Now the book really starts. And then late 97, Mr. Boogaloo Sam, Poppin Pete, Skid Rabbit come in the Théâtre du Gymnase. And this was
the 3-man show. Yeah.
Did you get to see this live?
Yeah. I arrived in the end. Of the show because I was turning in the world at the time. So I was so mad. And after I see the show, they do it the next day I see the show. I see all the show. It was
Live.
Drancy, live.
Oh,
Yes.
you're
So
lucky, bro.
Wow.
this one, so and many things start to change because they come back after in '98 for a program when they teach and they stay 1 week. They dance for the DMC France. They dance in the big theater. They dance in the theater contemporary of dance. So at that time, it was crazy.
Can
what
you-
they inject?
Can you explain to me what exactly changed in your mind? Like when you first saw Pete, Skeet, and Sam, what was the first thing that you were like, oh,
So the image it was like okay their body first. Their body is different.
Yeah.
They are tall.
Yeah.
Their Skeet is tall and bigger.
Big,
yeah.
So and we have Sam is a older generation.
Yeah.
So and this is it's special and we know it was the electric boogaloos and so it's the stamp is stronger. So in our mind, in our imagination, it's something really serious, like the story, you know,
Okay.
because we have more information about the West Coast, the origin from the popping and all that
Yeah.
stuff. So we're watching with different eyes.
Yes, because now you're like these are the guys that we hear
That's
about,
dope.
that we study.
Exactly.
That's dope, man.
Exactly.
That's dope.
So that's really that changed our vision. The way we see was more serious, and after that, it was here in our mind. In our mind, it doesn't go from the mind and from the few guys I know with who I was practicing in that day with Fox, with Ahmed Amar from Funk Therapy,
Yeah.
the guys are around. And '98 when they come and here they come with the structure, the structure, the lexical,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
terminology,
Yeah.
so the move.
So before this, '98, did you have any relationship with any of them, or you just watching them?
No, just watching them.
So you still haven't talked to them, nothing?
No.
Just like fan, you
yes,
know, like.
yes. I mean, I remember I just talked with Hugo. You know, Hugo is
Hugo's the nicest
yes.
one out of all of them.
Yes, Hugo, I love you, bro. So we have the chance to talk with Hugo in '95. It was in the train, and it was really good. We was with Nabil, B-boy from Quintessence, and it was. I remember this good vibe, big influence
Yeah.
of Hugo. Hugo really helped me a lot. Always thanks Hugo, you know, because with no Hugo, it was harder for me to make the cross and think maybe I can understand this. It's really important.
Yeah.
You know, you there's always some people you meet and
Change your life.
change your life and
Yeah.
give this challenge, the channel, the understanding more strong.
So go ahead.
Let me ask a question. When you were talking about the people you were practicing, this guy Ahmed, that's the same guy that used to fly Skeet to France a lot, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, I talked to Disco Dave, and this guy Ahmed has every video
Of Skeet.
of Skeet, Sam, Taco, and when Taco lived in France.
wow.
He has everything.
Is he still around?
Yeah, people hate him in France.
Oh,
I mean, yeah. Yeah. His passion for the history.
Yeah.
Is crazy. He bring the EBs. He bring Pete. He brings Skeet.
Yeah.
He bring Dave. We dance. We have the chance to dance, make workshop.
What, did he own a studio? Did he own was it just?
I think he was working with the we call la mairie. Mairie is, you know, it's there's every district have like some government, you know, and some they help. So it was a little bit social. So we have he have from the
He worked with them.
Yeah, he worked with them. So we have place. And he can bring them. So
it's
for the
dope.
culture.
That's crazy for back then. I talked to this a lot with people who did travel in those days. It's hard to travel, right? It's scary too because it's not, again, the access to information. Like you're going, like one, you're getting somebody, right, to come, and it's not easy just to call them, right? You have to pray that they're home when you call, right? Pray that they're home. One, you have to.
There's no cell phones back then.
No cell phones.
There's no cell phones.
You know what I'm saying? Like if they're out at the wrong time, you never talk to them. You know
Exactly.
So it was a way bigger deal to travel to another country, especially France, right, in Europe like this, and for him to have the mind and the passion to do this, because I'm sure at the time it wasn't cheap. I'm sure also it was difficult, the communication and everything like this. So I just want to make sure to say that, because again, like sometimes the younger generation don't know. You know, even if they do, it's good to hear this, right? Because
it's really good.
I feel for myself like France should like give Ahmed a little bit more respect, because if it wasn't for him, Skeet and Pete wouldn't, and Dave,
those roots
you know,
wouldn't be like that there.
You know, because he brought them a lot to France. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
that's my first time hearing about him.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So you say in '98, right? They come with the vocabulary, the structure.
So it started in '98, with the culture, the French culture, exactly. And wow, after this, so it was weird.
You start learning from them?
Yeah, I started learning. Yeah, I was after '98, the same year. I traveled late. I think it was December '98. So in Germany, because Pete was there. Mr. Animation, rest in peace, was there. From Poppin Taco was there. So we just want to go there and check their hand and touch them.
How did you find out that they were there? How did you know?
Because there's a girl, Octopussy, Sonia.
That's
her name.
Octopussy. Strong name.
So she told me, yeah, let's go. Man, you know, there's a contest. It's the first contest. Contest.
Okay, so this is '98.
First, yes, '98 December in Boblingen near Stuttgart.
Wow.
That's how you know it's real, because your generation, the date, the time, the area, you know, you guys are like boom, the month.
I try. I'm like him. I try to remember.
Okay, so December '98.
Yeah, exactly. Late December '98. So that was crazy, because it was the exactly they come just few months before in France, and at the same time when this girl she called me, and we go with Salah, and so there's Oz from Japan, there's Steen from Denmark, there's another guy study wizard from Germany, there's Salah, there's me, and there's another guy who, rest in peace, died from Spartanic Japan. I forget his name. Old generation.
Yeah.
From
Wild
Japan.
Cherry?
Not Wild Cherry. Another one. There was B-boy and there was funk style at the same. I will remember. I will let you know. And so we. It was a big place, and we was a big place, and maybe we was just 8 proper. Just 8 proper, and so maybe there's less than 100 place in a big amphitheater.
Yeah.
And so Pete was there, and so we have to do 3-minute pre-selection each.
Oh damn!
Wow.
So it was pressure.
You guys dancing your life to it.
For 3 minutes.
3
One
minutes,
solo?
One solo. Yeah, that's
Jesus
just the pre-selection. Because it have to stay it's just popping, nothing else.
Well, the thing is too is that the structure of what we do as like contests now is not there yet. A lot of people don't realize. We've talked about this multiple times. Breaking is what brought like the head-to-head battling to these street dances. You know, locking, popping. It was all showcases.
Yeah.
It was all done in theaters. So even in those days, they didn't think, oh, let's do a small gym. They're thinking how how they did it. You know, in bigger theater, it's gonna be a showcase. Even in Summit, you know, when you guys, it was like showcase rounds. But so that's why exactly. It's like a show, but a solo show. You know. So you guys had to do 3-minute pre-select.
3 minutes, and we don't. Honestly, I don't know what to do for 3 minutes. I
Yeah.
don't have the
I don't know what to
vocabulary.
do for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Do you remember what song or what was the music?
Rock, bounce,
Oh.
skate.
Oh, Zap. Yeah, Rock Bound Skate. Yeah.
Yeah, is this one?
Yep.
Huh?
Rock.
Skate.
Skate.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not Sap.
No, it's
not?
it's another one. I forget.
Gap Band?
Rock bound skate.
Hold on, let's do our Googles real quick.
Yeah.
Bounce. There's no Shazam with the voice.
No.
Not
Bahang,
yet.
Mason, and Crew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bahang, Mason, and Crew.
So 3 minutes like that. Wow, pressure, big pressure.
Yeah.
Luckily,
So-
that song is slow.
Yeah.
It's not fast.
exactly. Happiness it is, but you still thinking and doing the stuff. And I remember at that time,
Imagine dancing to Shake Your Pants for 3 minutes straight.
Yeah. This
Oh
one-
my god, that energy, you'll faint after. Yeah.
and the end. So it was big experience. It was a big challenge because, and at that time it's like I was rebuilding everything because you get a structure, and that structure change all your perception of everything you do.
Yes.
So for that reason it was big challenge. So I can remember I tried to do the twist of legs with some roll inside, but really fast and not so connected. So it was interesting. So 98. So everything was fast. We see them again, and it was really interesting to see them dance, to see Pete at that time, to see Taco animation. So, and straight after
And
that,
those were the judges.
there was the judge, exactly.
Oh, wow.
Three judge, and Lil Cesar was the
Jeez. Taco
MC.
animation
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
and Pete.
Pete, that's crazy.
That's a
Yo,
good lineup right
that's-
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the same year, yeah, we have Pop, we have Sugar Pop, we have Skill Rabbit, Mr. Wiggles, and Poppin' Taco. So first and late, we see them again, and after that, late 2000, and after here, there's the B-Boy Summit.
How did you hear
So
about
I
B-Boy
work a little
Summit?
bit more. So because there's my friend Nabil again from Quintessence, the B-Boy, and the B-Boy are connected
Yeah.
more
Big
with
time.
or until 2000 there's no popping. It's B-Boy events
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
popping.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
the B-Boying bring the
Doing everything else.
everything. Yeah,
That's what I've always said this, right? The B-Boy Summit to me was the event that actually made popping contests,
Yeah.
because the one you won was the first one, I think.
Funk style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
funk style.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we don't hear about funk style. We never. We go there as a b-boy event, and there's a graffiti.
Yeah.
So the graffiti friend want to go there also for the culture of graffiti.
Yeah.
So we travel.
Yeah.
As for the culture, like
Yeah.
we do for the Battle of the Year.
Yeah.
for,
And even I want to ask this: how at this time were you working as an artist, or did you work like a regular?
Yes, I was. So yeah.
How did you afford to travel?
Okay. That's another question.
Yeah.
At that time, in '96, with my crew, a b-boy crew, Quintessence. So we have a kind of collaboration with a modern company.
Okay.
So and after that, in '97, we start to travel with this company, and we travel everywhere in the world. It was the company, one of the company with contemporary company with hip hop who traveled the most at that time. Was the most
So
contemporary
96,
with
97?
b-boy and one popper.
You start.
97, 98, 9, 2000, 2001.
Wow. So this is really what supported you to be able to do this.
Exactly.
But you traveled a little before this.
Yeah. Well, but it was more for myself.
Personal,
the culture.
yeah.
Like I do more after. But this helped me, of course, because socially, it's more easy.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it's important to talk to bring it up because everyone assumes like legends like you guys yourselves and stuff like, oh, everyone flew you out. Like you guys worked hard jobs, saved money.
The first time I traveled to Japan in 2009, to all 2008, I worked at America's Tire Company, changing tires.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Save my money, then I went to Japan.
Yeah,
that's how it is. Yeah.
So
exactly.
your b-boy, your Nabil, Nabil, he told you about b-boy summit.
Yes.
And were you sure that there was gonna be popping, or you?
No, with b-boy.
Exactly. You don't even know.
Okay,
He went for the culture.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
the culture.
Exactly. No one, what you say? No one know. So when we arrive there, and we see all the electric balloons come.
You're like,
we don't know the shit.
Yeah.
I said, no, thanks God.
Yeah.
The channel still continue, you know. We arrive here, and so I was just with B-Boy again. Yeah. So B-Boy Summit, and I think Asia One say, it's gonna have we're gonna have the funk style in Pasadena in the first
and
floor.
the church.
In the church, exactly.
I remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's my hometown, Pasadena.
Okay, cool, really nice.
Yep.
And so they arrived, bro. They arrived
Like superheroes walking in, like
really like that.
Whoa.
Big.
Now you're in their home. Now you're in their home. You know, it's a little different. You
more
know,
pressure.
Exactly.
So you see, and I remember, it was so. And here they do the funk style, and for me, it was to stress again. I'm always stressed with doing a battle. You know, it's hard. So I have a good stuff. The son of Mr. Wiggles come and say, hey, you have to enter the battle. Unico.
Yeah.
So it was so cute.
Yeah, Unico, man.
Now let me ask you, this B-Boy Summit, that was the first time you met Sweepy?
It was the first time I met Sweepy.
Wow.
And what'd you think of this? Because both of you guys together, powerful energy.
No, for me it was stress with Sweepy.
Yeah.
Sweepy have more knowledge than me.
Oh yes, yeah.
So it was stress. So it was just like I said, for me the contest is a minute.
Yeah.
So it was just about the minute, about the energy, minute.
Showcase rounds.
Showcase for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It wasn't battling head to head.
It was
three people.
Sweepy and politics.
Politics, yeah.
Exactly.
Politics,
so
man.
also politics was it was fire. It was fire. We was lucky, bro. We don't know, and so we have. And that time you dance, you put the track. I just want to be. So, and
go.
you dance to all the records.
The whole song.
One time, two times.
Yeah,
three
this is
times,
the only
four
track
times.
to do. Yeah.
The same track. You make sure you be on beat.
Yeah.
And so we dance like that. I don't know, 20 minutes. I don't know. You when you're younger, the time looks like
way more.
more. So and Skid come, rest in peace. And one by one he take one guy's around the circle. You know, when he was putting his arm on your shoulder. And he was watching Poppin beat like that, and he see you and he say, "Okay, you stay." Put your arm. Oh, it was pressure.
And you haven't learned from Ski at this time.
Yeah.
You learned from him already.
I learned from him already, and of course there's Ahmed. I remember at that time he was because I was traveling in the world, and so Ahmed have more ability, you know, to get information. So with Ahmed, we share a lot of. Ahmed is the guy with who I share the most information about this culture.
He's the one. He was the library, and you're the one who visit the library the most.
Yeah.
You know, he had all the books.
It was this. Me. He have something really more organized.
Yeah.
And for me, it was something more emotional.
Yeah.
Emotional, and it was really interesting collaboration we have. You know.
He was the brain, you were the body.
Yeah, there's something like that, you know.
Or the soul, you were the soul.
Yeah, there's something. I think there's in every crew there are some people like they have more vision, they are more organized, they have the ability to separate more everything.
In our crew, he's the organizer.
Yeah. See, I can relate because it's how it is.
Yeah, it's so important, and you have some people are more here, they're here, they're just crazy a little bit more.
And we do the whisper in the ear like, all right, do this, all right, this is what we're gonna do, and they're like, yeah. That's super dope. So you did learn from him already. How many times would you say in person you learned from Skeet before Summit in 2000?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because when they did the workshop, so in 98, let's say, after with Ahmed, because with Ahmed, of course, we was really searching for to understand, and it was really hard. Ahmed was the guy who was the closer from Skeets.
Okay. He had direct access, and he would tell you, okay, Skeet's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And me, I was like I say, I was emotionally, it was more hard to for me. So I really have to. I was jumping with Jazzy, with Pete, with Pop, with Skeet. I was
everything.
Everything taco a lot. Sorry, because the person from who I take the class the most, it's Taco.
Yeah.
Wow,
it's
for
Taco.
real.
It's Taco.
Because Taco lived in France
can't count
for a long time.
how many classes.
Wow.
And how many times we go in the club, and he takes my arms like that, and he really show me the stuff, all this stuff this guy do now.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, he lived in France for I want to say 2 years.
Yes, 2 years. Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was really like I was his student.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like a moment you just stay quiet. You know, like that's knowledge right there, man. So in 2000, you win Summit, right? This is a big deal. Like, and maybe at the time you're living in it, it's not. I don't know, but when you look back at this, it's big deal, right? And even everyone in that battle, right? When you go back to France. How was this?
It didn't change your
Was
life?
it like the champion? Like you come off the plane, they have the World Cup?
Yeah, it looks.
I want to ask you something before you get into the story. How much money did you win back then?
See, $100 in a shirt.
Back then, it was really done for the love. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
the gift was from Skeet. He offered me his tape. And for me, it was a big gift to have the Skeet tape.
Damn.
And he offered me his shirt.
Oh, wow.
This was the best thing. Yeah.
That's priceless.
Do you still have these things?
The cassette, I think Ahmed had it.
We gotta send kid to Ahmed to get some stuff back. Wow, that's incredible, man.
The only person I know that still talks to Ahmed is Disco Dave.
Disco Dave is another person that has everything, right?
Yeah.
So you arrive back in France, and then it's like the hero's welcome, you know?
Yeah. There's the big feeling about cool. Yeah, some people from us have battle too. But for me, there's this feeling, but at the same time, more I try to understand this dance, and more I realize how I was far. Then
wow.
Then at the same time, you're happy because you know something happened. Like it's a big country. It's the country where born the funk style, and you know something happened because it's like the first time like a stranger come and do stuff, and the first time they do the funk style. So, and after that, some friends, some Japanese go there
coming
and
Sally Slide come after you,
so
you know.
After Mike,
then
Aki.
Aki.
So
Guchan.
Everything exactly.
Yeah.
Everything's.
You kind of opened that door.
Yeah, you started it.
Yeah, because everyone watches this. Because again, like Battle of the Year's an event and the tape that a lot of people would watch and inspired. And then B-Boy Summit was one of the ones that come everyone watched the
But-
summits.
Battle of the Year was always done in Europe, right?
Exactly,
The
exactly,
final?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So the
Germany.
to me, like, Battle of the Year was always the video that I used to like. One of the videos that I used to watch when I first started dancing, because I used to watch Tommy Boy.
Of course.
I used
Yeah.
to try to
Of course.
copy Tommy Boy.
So at this
course.
time too, when you come to
I
2000
remember also animation come. I think.
Yeah.
If I
to Battle of the Year,
Yeah.
just as a judge or performer, or
I think
for
he
sure
performed
for
because
sure
he had
perform.
that
Yeah.
white the
his street
I think
show.
Yeah.
Air
mask?
Force Crew and I think Style Elemental also.
yeah.
Okay. And is Battle of the Year after Summit? What was the first Battle of the Year? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, when you come in 2000, did you know of any U.S. poppers outside of the EBs?
The most was like the
OGs.
first in the '95.
Yeah.
Jazzy J, Sugar Pop.
So you knew like the second generation EBs, and then the first.
Exactly. So there's Wiggles, Fable,
Yeah.
and after when I see Sweepy,
Politics.
politics, and Tommy Boy, so I see
Different flavors.
exactly different
Yeah.
flavors. So Don was there at that time. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Shabadoo, Boogaloo Shrimp was
Yeah.
there. So I remember I was with Gemini, Peace Gemini, and Boogaloo Shrimp was against the wall. He shows the stick. Against the wall and stuff like that.
He's another character, like, and he still feels like he's young, you know, like when you talk to him.
You feel it. True.
Yeah.
Fresh.
So when you come back with France, I'm sure this is now another like vision of like you see, you know, there's this new thing, contest, events, you know. Did France start right away throwing contests as well for popping, or like did that come years later? Like how did it work? Like how many years
Straight.
later?
We come back with Nabil. Late 2000, 2001, he do the Battle of Saint-Denis, and it was B-Boy and Poppin.
Wow.
Oh,
So-
wow.
It was the first Poppin,
Yeah.
B-Boy Poppin battle
France.
in France.
Who judged the popping?
Junior, first generation, Tony, mascot, first generation, and me.
Oh, okay. Do you know who entered?
Yes.
Okay, he remembers
Bro,
everything,
he's
bro.
good. I'm trying to stump him, guys.
So for those of y'all that don't know what he's thinking, when he said Junior, it's not Junior Boogaloo. It's
Yeah.
Junior Almeida.
Yeah.
He's an OG in France. He locks, he pops.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dope. Super nice guy too.
Exactly. Yeah. I have to remember more.
Do you remember who
Yeah.
won? Because it's 2001.
It's possible the first was Sally Sly.
Sally Sly.
Yeah. And the second was Bruce.
So now these are the young generation. Sally Sly, Bruce for this time. For you guys. Or is Sally Sly and Bruce your generation?
No, Sally Sly.
He's younger than him.
He's younger.
Yes.
But Bruce was start before.
Ah,
Yes.
okay.
I think Bruce started before, maybe after he work and do some stuff and
But he come back.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
He came back in this era now of like it's
Yeah, I can
scene's
say
coming
2000.
back. Yeah. Okay, so now this jam happens, and then would you say like another wave is ignited in France and Europe with like popping? Because at this time it's breaking is big, right? And then now your friend comes and he throws this jam with popping. Did you start noticing right away that the popping community started growing from this, or was it already growing?
Again.
Okay, so right now in France, right, you come back, there's not many poppers.
Yeah.
And when he throw this event, did it make popping grow in France?
Yeah. No. After this event, and because it's after this event, there's more emulation.
Yeah.
You know, after the summit, after the Nabil's event, Sunny, and after the next year, Bruce
Just
boo,
the boo.
just the boo. And this time was just like popping, house, hip hop, locking.
Yeah.
That was when
No
Taco
break.
Judge, right?
Yeah, Taco's Judge, exactly.
Yeah.
Taco, Brian Green, Storm.
Oh,
Damn.
legends.
Yeah.
And so it was viral, you know,
Boom,
everything's
quick,
boom,
yeah.
and it was like, say it.
So Just the Boo, another historic event, something that's very important in the culture, especially not only overseas, but I think, you know, it puts our art forms in a big stage.
Mm-hmm.
Who win the first one?
It's original mats with Gator.
Gator. That's someone, when I was talking to Mike, I didn't realize how far back Gator goes. I thought Gator was maybe your guys' generation.
Yeah, no.
But he did it for a long time. So original, what's the name?
Original Matt.
Original mats, Mathieu, and Gator.
And
Gator.
Gator win
Yeah,
this one. Wow.
exactly.
And then the next year?
The next year after, it's Bopin Andre.
And I think Iron Mike won that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, Iron Mike and
2003 or 2004.
I think he did. I think he said 2004 is when he won. 2002, I think he said that's when he started really like seeing it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
2003. I don't remember 2003, but I think so. I the most it's not easy. If I remember the judge in 2003, maybe it's more easy.
Yeah.
It was.
it was Andre Ana Sanchez, right?
Yes.
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 Kid Boogie's good too.
Sanchez. Yeah.
Too.
Andre Ana Sanchez and.
I don't remember the house judge.
No, he's not the Japanese, because the Japanese when they come the same year together.
Oh,
It was
Aki might have won.
in 2004 exactly. Aki, Hiro.
Yeah, no, that was the judges. Yoshie. Yeah.
And Dominique.
Yeah.
I think the new
That was the judges,
hip-hop
and that's
side.
when
Yes,
Mike won.
2004.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So the 2003, I have to remember more.
Okay. So when is it that you could return to the States?
After the B-Boy Summit?
When did you come back?
Next year.
The next year.
Yeah, next year, and then here next year. So
That's when.
so
Frank,
yeah, I start we go to Arizona first, and from Arizona we came to LA, and here we meet we see again Sweepy, and we stay with Frank, with
Jazzy?
Dave?
Jesse was there.
Dave,
Exactly,
let's go Dave.
Dave, and so we decide to practice. Actually, I don't know. Maybe we was here in the battle, but for a reason we just dance.
Yeah.
And no one enter. We just want to dance. We just want to.
So this is how the fried poppers start.
That's exactly.
What was your idea of these guys that, you know,
It was
these
crazy.
Americans?
Frank is crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, Frank talks shit.
Because he had the
my
camera,
God.
right? Frank was the one with the
Yeah.
camera. And they're just like, Sweepy was telling us that.
And all they do is smoke.
Smoke
That's
weed.
all they do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're like, oh shit, yeah.
Too much.
And then he has the camera, you know, saying fried poppers.
Exactly.
Sweepy said that he got the hotel rooms for you guys. But where he get the hotel rooms, he said,
No, but yeah, but happiness Swoopy was there.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks Swoopy.
Yeah. He was like, you know, I saw it was cheap. He's like, so I was like, oh man, this is cool, you know, like it's mad cheap. And then that Disco Dave come and he's like, man, I know a crack hotel when I see one, you know, like, so was it like, it was in a bad area, huh? Like very hood area.
Yeah, exactly. In the beginning it was this,
Yeah.
and after I think the last few days we changed. We go to another one near Hollywood.
Yeah. Man, that's super dope.
I have a little bit of footage of that B-Boy Summit of you guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish I
Golden,
can
bro.
see.
Yeah.
And then from fried poppers, it became rhythmic
Funk
funk
movement.
movement.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The rhythmic funk movement.
That's when the students started joining the crew,
Ah.
which is me, Kana, Danny, Tony. You know,
yes, the one you show me.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
yes.
started joining the crew and they changed the name.
To Rhythmatic Funk
Yeah.
Movement. That's amazing.
That's
Perfect.
Jazzy J terminology.
Yeah. Sweet Pea said it came from some glasses. That he had some glasses that he called the Rhythmatic something with the
Yeah.
glasses or something like that. No, that's super dope. Do you remember like were you guys just like you said you guys didn't even enter the event? You guys just session and stuff like this.
Yeah, we go and the vibe was higher than us. Then
Yeah.
we just dance. We go, we make some shopping. We buy some clothes to practice. We put ourselves on the game, and we record. And Swoopy, I think Swoopy have the video. I wish I can. I have to ask him.
Yeah.
All the.
I know Dave has everything.
Dave have everything,
Dave,
so I have to
yeah.
ask to Dave.
Yes, Dave.
Yeah,
Dave.
I've been bothering Dave for that video for the longest time.
Yeah, you gotta call him up. Hey, you know the video I'm in? Let me borrow it. Let me borrow it. So, and at the time, did you know that what you guys were doing was gonna influence?
No.
Were you just in the moment?
No, yeah. Because again, the passion.
Yeah.
The passion is not easy when you're in the passion to have a vision and to have more distance because you're really in your
You're
search.
just in the moment.
Yeah, you're in the moment. You're in the transformation. There's a lot of excitation, and so people see more. The people around you see more what you can do than you
Yeah.
with yourself. Yeah, it was really hard. So for a reason, praise Lord, because I think one of the reason maybe I really dig for that art form. It's also maybe for that reason.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And I think that the greats like yourself and there's a few other like that's usually the common thing is that you guys were just in it and that love and that passion is why you just keep going and you're just creating while everyone else is appreciating the art. Like, do you know how amazing this is? And you're just like, I was just dancing, living. When was the last time you came to the U.S.?
Yes, in Los Angeles. It was last time 2000 and 2001, and the last time it was for the house dance conference for Brian Green in 2006. So I remember Schizo was there. We was at Dev House with Jazzy J and Brian and one friend of Schizo was there also.
Schizo is from Motion Sickness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, little short Mexican
I was
dude.
gonna say the shorter one. Yeah. No, okay. And I feel like for me, because this is now I'm born '90, right? This is now 2006 and 7. I'm starting getting older. I'm realizing what this is, and I hear about you, but you became like a Bigfoot, like the Loch Ness monster,
like a myth.
A myth. Like we didn't see you.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
I get it.
Yeah. American terminology. I don't know what's the equivalent in
Myth.
French.
Myth. We use it. We
Yeah,
use
it's like
a myth.
yeah, like oh, here's this person from France. Like why would you say did you continue to dance and do events, or was there a time where you kind of stopped?
I think no. After I was still doing some stuff with my friend Nabil, with Fox on stage. We have some few gigs, but it was some area was more less work sometimes.
Yeah.
It was more harder. So I remember there's some stuff in with the Asian. I remember like in Korea, in Japan, in China.
Yeah.
So happiness. This was more open in the world.
Yeah.
Because in our country, it's there's every generation is like there's a wave. So your turn pass sometimes.
It's the same here.
Yeah. And Asia has a good history of going come,
Mm-hmm.
come to us. Oh, your country doesn't want you?
Yeah.
Come live here. We'll take
Exactly.
you guys. And then they come
Exactly.
back and you're like, yo, what the heck? No, yeah, I've been learning, from Walid for all these years. No, man, that's super dope.
I kind of want to go back
Yeah.
and get some stories from you. How did you meet Taco? The first time.
The first time, the first time it was in Théâtre Contemporain de la Danse. It was when they come back in '98, but they so yeah, like late '97, Sam, Pete, Skit, they do their trio.
Mm-hmm.
Mid '98, Théâtre Contemporain de la Danse, and so the second day we see a guy happen with long black hair, the guêtre, the shoes with the white letter,
Yeah.
and special style.
Oh, different.
Different,
Way different, yeah.
And then we hear it's Taco when when he start to move.
That feeling again, huh? Wow.
98, violent, sharp. It's iron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron in the bones.
Yeah.
Iron in the bones. I remember we go in the club, and sometimes there's someone touch his arm, someone touch the other arm, and sometimes you can feel the frequency to the forearm.
That's sick. No, that's sick.
And that day where you saw him in that show, did you talk to him that day or?
No.
So that was the first time you saw him.
I saw him. I was in the studio, TCD, the name of the studio, and was just watching him. It was big shock. You have Skit here, you have Taco here, you have Pop here.
Yeah.
It was shock. It was too much information.
Yeah.
We was closer, and it was not to see them on stage. It was to get knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the perception, you feel closer. It's more stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was the first time you talked to him?
And after I talked to him, because Taco again was really special. He really open and he really make you comfortable.
Yeah.
Whatever who you are, and that was weird because he really helped me to release a little bit because my stress was too much.
Yeah. You probably recognized it. You probably seen this in you.
I for sure.
Yeah.
For sure he see it, and he come and he say, oh yes, yeah. And it was really crazy for me to say, it's good, do your style, yes, oh nice, Taco.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that to everybody.
So positive.
Yeah, like he never saw anything bad on anybody. And it was like, to me, I was like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
really? And he's like, yeah, bro, he's so amazing. I'm like, damn, all right.
That's Taco.
I need to be like that more.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Oh, in hip hop, we have to learn a lot from him.
Yeah.
The character.
Okay.
Yeah, it's deep.
So let's go back to the fried poppers. When was the first time you talked to Jazzy? And what was that experience like? Was he Soulfire at the time or just Jazzy J?
Yeah, so Jazzy J come back with Jean-Claude Pombe-Wyack, rest in peace, a dancer who passed. And he bring him in 2001, 2002. So we go with Ahmed in suburb, and we see him. He was doing a workshop with Brian Green at that time. Jazzy J and Brian Green. And we arrived to the workshop and we asked to Jazzy J, hey Jazzy J, that's the first time when we talked to him. I was with Ahmed. It's crazy. Can you show me this move, please? And he say, no, dance. And I remember Jazzy J, it's crazy. He said, oh yeah, do this. And Jazzy J tried to do what we was doing. And we was, no, come on, bro, show us.
Yeah, you show us, yeah.
No, Jazzy, crazy.
Yo, young spirit. Always like, I remember the first time I met him too. It was in MIT in the East Coast, and this is the time where G Style and the EB thing is happening, and I was in G Style crew, you know, and I see him.
2000?
This is maybe 2010, 2011.
Okay.
Right? This is like, it's starting to end. It's towards the end. And I remember thinking, like, I see him and I'm like, oh man, this, you know, it's not going to be good. I don't know him. Like, you know, I don't know who he is yet. I just know of, you know, the little beef and everything, and I'm being loyal to what I'm a part of. And I see him and I'm like, oh man, like, this is not going to be good, you know? Like, all right, he's one judge too. It's one judge, just him. And then I cipher a little bit, and then I stand next to him, you know, just to kind of feel the energy. And then he's like, hey, man, good job out there. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. And I was like, yo, much respect. You know, I'm Devious from G Style. You know, and he goes, I know who you are. He said, I know who you are, man. He's like, you dope, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I was like, oh, man, like, this was dope.
Here's the thing, though. If you talk to, like, Frantic, right? Mm-hmm. Frantic, same situation. G Style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skeeter Rabbit loved Frantic. You know what I mean? It was like, the problem wasn't the older Boogaloo guys with the younger G Style guys. It was always Slick Dog. That was the problem.
The older ones, yeah.
Yeah.
And us just being loyal to what we thought was, you know, and it had its time. You know, there's always, I think, with people who sometimes become a little lost in their message. Like, the message is powerful, mm-hmm. There's truth in it, and then sometimes the power becomes too much, mm-hmm. And then it happens to a lot of different people, you know.
Yeah.
But like what he's saying, I think with me and Frantic and maybe a couple of other ones, we're just like warriors, mm-hmm. You know, like soldiers. Like, we don't care what the truth is. This is the side that we're in, and boom, this mm-hmm. is how we're gonna do it. And then it starts. You start talking to them. You start, you know, having these experiences, and then you're like, oh shit, like, I should, let me think a little bit, you know, like, let me step back, you know. And I think we've all had several situations like this, and then when we become Zulu Kings, it really make everything different for us, you know, because we become Zulu Kings. And then,
so where come from? Where starts Zulu King?
New York.
New York.
New York, yes, the first B-boy crew.
Mm-hmm. D'accord. Okay.
1973.
Okay, and so and when they start to inject poppin.
So the way it worked was there was the Universal Zulu Nation, and Zulu Kings was the chapter of the B-boys. Okay,
yes.
So when this started growing, as the Zulu Nation started growing, they started becoming so many chapters. And it was like a hip hop thing that it started involving different DJs, graffiti artists, right? Poppers, mm-hmm. Lockers, all these different things. And then it kind of died down with the dance. And then Alien S come. And then Alien S, he revived the Zulu Kings, right? And when Alien S come, he was like, okay, I'm going to bring back the old Zulu King, the chapter of the breakers, right? And when he do this, he started getting so many B-boys from everywhere, right? And one of the first poppers in this chapter of the Zulu Nation, which is the Zulu Kings, was Flex. I don't know if you know Flex from Ohio. He's also a student of Dave, Disco Dave. Flex.
Maybe I hear.
Yeah, if you see him, maybe you'll know him. But he was really he was down because he was in Ohio, in a place where a lot of B-boys, and he like kind of like most of us. Mm-hmm. In the scene where you do everything, you break, you pop, but popping was his main style. That he lived in New York. He learned from Dave, from Jazzy, everyone like this, and he was put down. And then years later, B-Boy Smurf and B-Boy Casper, these are two B-Boys. They're from here, the West Coast. Me, Rock Swift, and Casper, as kids, we were all in the same crew. And then we had the moment where we go more popping, they go more breaking, and then one day, Smurf was like, yo, like, how come you're not Zulu Kings, man? Like, we're family. We know each other so long. And he knows nothing about popping world, you know? And I'm like, oh, man, we're in this crew and this and that. He's like, what is that? He's like, what the hell? He's like, that sounds, like, exhausting. He's like, that sounds like, cause I'm telling him about all this little shit, you know, that's going on. He's like, just dance, man. It's like this hip hop. Like, what the hell? Like, that's crazy, you know?
Yeah,
And then
sure.
I was like, oh shit. And he was like, man, like, I'm gonna put you down with Zulu Kings. And then so I got put down.
Okay.
And when I got put down,
This is one style.
I bring Green Tech, I bring Frantic. I'm
Okay.
like, yo, like this
He
is
got
what we
me
are,
in.
you know?
Okay, yeah,
Kid
yeah.
Boogie.
Yeah.
Because it's more of a what we didn't get into popping because of popping. We get into popping because we loved hip hop. And we did breaking, we did graffiti, we tried to rap, we tried to do all the elements.
Culture.
And 100%. Popping just was one we had history in, you know? So really Flex is like you could say the main one who was in the chapter of Zulu Kings, right? And for many years he was like the only popper, like pure popper. Of course, again, the other breakers they do our way, they do a little bit. But he focused on the style.
Wasn't Wiggles at a point a Zulu King?
Yeah, but Wiggles is from the
Nation?
the Zulu Nation. He was from the original, like how it was in the 90s, where it was like Africa Bambaataa. Everyone there was like it was more of a movement, right? It was like these righteous brothers and sisters speaking, you know, making difference in the community. They were from Zulu Nation, so he was more of that era. And then Alien S came with that, like, yo, we're gonna battle the world. You know, we're gonna battle the world. As you know, Alien S, right? Like, and he really made Zulu Kings what people see it today. Yeah. You know? But if it wasn't for B-Boy Smurf, we wouldn't have now the new history of what's popping with the Zulu Kings, you know?
Okay, cool. Good to know that.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 years?
Yes. You could say like 10 years that we started really trying to make what the B-Boys did, but for popping, where we're like, you know what, we gotta make our mark with it, you know?
Dope.
Yeah, and bring everyone around, and of course, Kid Boogie is someone that we've always, again, like, been on opposite sides. And the two soldiers going at it, you know? And Kid Boogie's super, like, but we never knew why we not that we don't like each other, but we just never talked. You know, and then that we
That's
started distance, you know. But it's like, why don't I like you? Or you know, it's like this, you know. And then we start talking, and we're like, yo, we're brothers, bro. Like, so similar,
crazy,
you know. And then boom, the connection happened, you know. And it's something, again, like through hip hop, through the culture, that when you realize the bigger picture, you know, you're like, oh man, this is what it's about, you know. And because I don't know how it was in Europe, but in the U.S. for a long time, the culture was hate is what fueled the culture here for many years. The whole style versus style, the history battle, right? Because this is where it's created, so it's like the battlefield, right? The rest of the country's fighting this war in a different way, but here is like where it's happening, right? So a lot of people didn't share, didn't session, nothing, you know. It killed our level. It killed our level, right? Because everywhere else in the world, you guys are collaborating. You know, Asia with Europe, they're dancing together, they're learning from each other. Here, it's like, oh, I can't go session with him. You know, I'm gonna just stay in my little circle. You know, people kind of.
He's G style. I can't dance.
Yeah, I go. Yeah, you know, he's Electric Boogaloo. You know, student, like, no, we can't.
It's
like
like
MGF.
imaginary lines. You know what I mean?
Like you go like,
exactly.
what the hell? Like, this is here. You know, but we're always around each other, but never.
Yeah, I think it's also a young stuff.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Identity.
Yes, you know,
my tribe.
and trying to impress our elders.
Yeah,
you know, like, I'm gonna prove that I'm loyal. You know, loyal to them.
True.
You
and
know?
in hip hop, it's a strong
but I mean,
foundation.
in reality, that's just American culture, right?
Yeah.
Because
if
if you think about the
wars,
the gangs, the wars, like imagine it, even politics, the red and the blue, like it's imaginary.
black and brown.
True.
It's just American culture, right?
Of course, this topic is really big because actually you see also what's happening in Europe. It's happened crazy stuff, you know, with the Saxon, with the German, with the Spain, So
100%.
Stuff happens after it goes to, it comes from Europe, it goes
goes
to America.
It's a very tribal mentality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's just a human being.
Yeah.
You know, because the early humans, they were just, everything was a tribe, you know? We were tribal, like.
100%.
Yeah,
So, see, and a big thing, though, too, about G-Style, is a lot of people didn't realize that a lot of us get into G style because of groovatrons, you know, but they weren't like the groovatrons weren't necessarily in the same mentality of maybe Slick Dog was, you know. And,
Okay, I get it. I get
like
it.
the rest of them, they support their brother, you know. They supported him and maybe stayed more quiet, but kind of watching like, oh, like I don't really, you
I'm
know,
not 100%.
100%. Like
Yeah,
this, I know him.
yeah.
We, you know, boom, we come from similar place, but and us like Frantic, myself, like we, you know, Stokes, Boardman, Dollar Bill. You know, these are people we're looking at, and they're groovatrons. You know, like maybe now Slick could change the history or you know say it however he wants to say it, but that G comes from this, from groovatrons. You know, for us, he could say something different because now he says it's you know boom all these different things, but for us those were the people we idolize outside of OG Jekyll, Heckle, but the ones from Southern California. We were more raised with the Mexican ones, the more light skinned. Because maybe you know of Heckle and Jekyll from the Bay Area. Yes, very legendary, right?
Yeah,
but we learned more from the ones from down here, Heckle and Jekyll. They look white, but they're Latino. They're Mexican.
There's two groups.
There's two Heckle and Jekyll.
So I don't
call
want to say
original,
they call them the original Heckle and Jekyll. It's Samoan.
Okay.
And they were the founders of Blue City Strutters, Booyah Tribe.
Yeah.
And then there's the other Heckle and Jekyll, which is Mexican, but they look a little white.
Yeah, they were like models. You know, they had long hair, but this is who we learned from.
Okay.
And DJ Hayes, he used to DJ UK Champs, and he used to be in Europe a lot. But he, for us, is Hayes. Hayes is like the first one, and then Heckle and Jekyll, and then after that we got introduced to like the Groovatrons and all this. We started expanding outside of, because for LA we're considered the north. Our area is the north, you know. So we come down from the north, from the woods, and from you know to them. This is how it is up here, you know, the suburbs, you know. And then we start seeing more of the other stuff because, again, the access to information and where we're from, we didn't realize that this was as big as we. Of course, we seen breaking, Beat Street, all these things, but we weren't into the history and what was going on in like central LA because we're outside of it a little bit. So we had our own little history with it. Of course, people going in, getting some stuff, coming back to our area, showing it, you know. So we had our own little legends and things like this. And again, so for us, it was us representing groovatrons, you know, not necessarily the other message, you know. And then from there, you know, the Zulu Kings and all this type of stuff. But man, yeah, it's all of us have interesting history, you know.
Yeah, so it's good to know, bro. Yeah, it's really important because when in the beginning, when I see, I was I was thinking it's Zulu Nation.
Yeah, yep.
So because it's really close, also the style, the letter, the jacket,
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so it's good to know the detail.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that because what happened was Zulu Kings. This chapter becomes so popular because of the b-boys and everything. Everyone in Zulu Nation's like, I'm Zulu Kings, you know, like, and they start taking it so everyone get confused, you know, and because it's family, you don't want to say, oh no, they're not this chapter, you know, but that's the reality, right? Zulu Nation's the big thing. Zulu Kings was the chapter of like the ones who
the dancing,
you know, the b-boys, the breakers and stuff like that. But you know, to come to like nowadays, right, for you, like, how do you feel our community, our dance, like what do you feel about where it's at today? Like, how do you feel about this?
About you, about the dance.
Yeah, like the now that we have this popping community dance world, right? Like now it's not hip hop, right? The popping dance, everything's different now. It's like has its own world, right? There's now 2 decades of history of battles and all these you know things. How do you feel where it's at today? Like, what's your opinion on it? Like, all the contests and how that's what matters.
It's big. It's really big. It's really big. In a way, it's really big, you know. And in another way, I think it's become so big. Then sometimes I don't know if I can talk. If I can talk about the essence, or I don't know. You know, it's not
Talk
easy
about what
to
you
talk.
want to. What you want to talk about, brother.
I agree. For me, it's really lost its essence. It's lost.
There's
You know?
there's something is going really
Yeah.
somewhere else. It's something else,
Yeah.
I want to see. Maybe it's the beginning of something, you know.
Yeah.
Then, one thing is le fait que ce soit aussi grand. I'm going to talk in French
Go
for
ahead.
1 second to make it clear in my mind. Le fait que ce soit devenu aussi grand, c'est bien quelque part parce que le mouvement il s'est vraiment ça s'est fédéré à l'échelle internationale. In a way, you know, that's really beautiful because it becomes bigger. That means it's really powerful,
Yeah.
and it touched all the nation.
Mhm.
So it's really artistic in a
Yeah.
strong way, you know.
100%.
At the same time, maybe it's gonna take time to in that level of exposition
Yeah.
to find the way to be in the same level with the culture,
Yeah.
to still doing what you're doing, your podcast,
Yeah.
and I think more people gonna have access to that documentary,
Yeah.
and more maybe it can make a balance. But for sure we need a balance.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not something good or wrong, but a balance is a little bit missing, and
Yeah.
maybe what you do, guys, it's gonna help to rebalance something. But it's really important.
And I think you said it perfectly.
Mhm.
You know, me and Kid Boogie, a lot of times people read us the wrong way because we're so passionate and we have this sometimes like a little chip on our shoulder, you know, because we are from
It's the heart.
yes, you know, and so like we're very protective. But who are we to try to just like what they call gatekeep, right? So
Yeah.
instead of us being this way,
Instinct. It's the
yeah,
instinct.
exactly. It's instinctual from just how we're raised culturally, right? So much of our culture being taken and no respect for it. But what was incredible is that I think, especially me and Kid Boogie, we recognized what each other were doing, and I think it brought us close together, and it make us more open to and go instead of complaining and talking about problems, solutions. Work, right? And right
Powerful.
away you can see it with
Exactly.
how much he brings people to all these OGs, and he's going to places bringing out OGs that like
Exactly.
fantasy that
Exactly.
you know people don't see and so much history, right? Boom, bringing it in, and me on my end and what I'm doing, like you said, like I like to organize things and make it happen, right? And again, being solution based, but trying to bring this balance, you know, where respect where it's going and respect where it's been, you know, because you can't do one without the other.
Yeah, you can't have evolution without tradition.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, of course. There's the roots. There's
Yeah.
the roots in everything. There's a channel.
Yeah.
So, and like you say, you have this challenge, and you turn this challenge in a good
Yeah.
in action.
Yeah.
And so it's so beautiful. So the challenge have all the challenge have all his meaning when it gives the action.
Yeah.
Let me ask you one question, right? Because I want to go back to what he asked you. For me, right, and I want to get your opinion on this. For me, and I'm just talking about the dance, popping, just the dance, not the whole culture, right? Just the dance. For me, what's been being lost, it's not lost yet, but it's getting there, right?
Yeah, it's a little bit missing.
Yeah. For me, the rawness that you guys used to have in the early 2000s, and then the rawness that the 80s had, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just seeing this from a fan, right? I'm seeing this from watching you, Sweepy, Frank, Dave. It was for you guys. It was never about the technique, the how do I say this? It was never about like, oh, I'm gonna do this at this angle, and then I'm gonna come here.
Perfection.
It was never about the perfection. It was always about the feeling, the rawness, the dance, right?
Exactly. It's
The essence.
And to me now, it's more about okay, I'm gonna think about this concept, and I'm gonna do this, and it's like, bro, just dance. Like,
Yeah.
and that to me is what the change that this is the big change that I feel. I feel like this is good, right? This is good to a certain extent, but you need more of this to because everything that you guys created, everything that Wiggles, that Pete, that Sam created was off of feeling, instinct, rawness, right? It's not about like, oh, I'm gonna do this ball and then,
Of course,
you know what I mean? Of course, there was that back then too.
Everything starts from the imaginary and
Exactly.
the creativity and how to react to an environment.
Exactly.
How to deal with that environment, the energy. From that energy, how to imagine. So it's yeah, for sure. I agree with that 100%. You go in the detail a little bit more, and that's what we call, when you go back to the essence, that's what make you move. The energy, the music. So are you able to dance with the music with just one of just two or three move,
Yeah.
and just stay inside and show your character,
Yeah.
So but I agree 100%, bro. It's done. It's about that.
Yeah.
So that we back to also that's what we say when you show me the video. Say it was more about the character. So for me it's clear. Everything is cleer here at that point. And so now I try to put myself. I'm 20 and I watch YouTube and I see all this battle and all the game, and it's big. It's big, It's so big, and you can imagine, we search for recognize, and when you search for recognize back in the days, and when you search for recognize if you're born 10 years ago, the
different.
level of recognize is, then it's so sweet. Why I'm gonna try to see the Cure for every year for an hour. What I'm gonna do this? Because I have another way, and this way is the shortcut. To have this recognized. So back before you want to be recognized, fuck.
But see, here's the thing that I always tell like my students and like the people I dance with, right? Because Skeet told me this a long time ago, and it was burned in my brain. Because you can take shortcuts, right? But he always told me this. He's like, you have two buildings. One has a strong foundation, and one has, it's a shortcut foundation. You know what I mean? This one looks really good. It's a modern building. Like, for technology is crazy, right? This is it's a building. It's an old building. But when an earthquake happens, the one with the strong foundation is gonna stay. And I like throughout the year. Trust me, I haven't been dancing as long as you have. But the length of my dance career, I've seen people come and then just fall.
Big time.
People come and fall because they never spent the time to get that strong foundation.
They took the shortcut.
You know what I mean? And it's like, you need to take the time and watch The Cure. Maybe not for the whole hour, maybe 30 minutes, and try to find something dope. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But this is the reason too why I always go back and watch videos from my teachers, you guys, because
we do the same.
I need that foundation.
Perfect way. A couple things. You see how he said he goes back to his teachers, what he was inspired by. Whatever it is that you're inspired by, go back and appreciate it. Watch it over and over again. He's not saying to watch his teachers. He's telling you what he did, right? Walid's telling you what he did, right? And something else that a kid said, where they were more focused on having fun, getting down, the music, and now people are focused on just the technique and being perfect. Something that I noticed because I host a lot of the events, right? And I grew up from a child to all the way now in my 30s, right? Being almost everything since I was born. I do not see as many smiles now as I used to see when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone looks so stressed. not like they're having fun. There's a couple. I'm always looking, right? And I'm looking for this because now I'm like, I need this energy as host too, you know. And I'm like, I start thinking, I'm like, wow, like I remember going to jams and everyone's like high five, whoa, 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 whoa.
It's
This
a party.
is before the little beef, you know. Everyone's just good vibe and just happy, like, yo, I haven't seen you in 6 years, like, you know, again because technology. But now everyone's like,
Yeah.
a hard ass track is playing, boom, and they're just like, I can see that in their face, the stress, the just thinking of the rounds and all this stuff. Which again, it's a part of the evolution. But the importance of what Kid is saying is when you want to like sacrifice the essence, which is the fun, the love. Why are you doing it? Like you're going to a place to have anxiety. You're going to a place to be stressed. Like that. Go to work. Yeah. Go to work. Life is stressful enough.
I started dancing to get away from that bullshit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like.
Yep.
It was fun for me when I first started there. It's fun for me now. Yeah. You know, I understand because there was a certain point where I started putting pressure on myself because I won a couple big battles, so now I feel people expect this from me. Oh, he expects this from me, but it's all in my mind. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the demon that I have
self-imposed.
To fight. Yeah.
You put it on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Exactly.
And so I understand that that side
and that's what you're speaking from experience.
But I've also learned to just be like, man, why did I do this? Why it's not my job. Dance is dance, you know what I mean? Like I'm blessed enough to make money off of it, but I should never how do I say, I should never think about, okay, I need to do this to make money. I need to do this. No, I want to do this because it's fun for me. And if the money comes, hey, it's a blessing.
You're not prioritizing the monetary gain over what it does spiritually for you. Exactly. You know, because that's why I think you guys are like timeless. You know, I remember when me and Frantic, we do WDC.
In Japan,
The whole reason we want to do this is because you and Sally Slide. You know, this was our goal. Like, I remember we Frantic, you know, big bro grabs me. He's like, yo, I don't give a fuck if we go first round versus them or it's finals.
Cool, you kill it.
He's like, this is what we're here for, you know, because he knows me. I'm like, I'm pumped up, you know. I'm like, and then he's like, yo, relax. Yeah. He's like, just watch them dance, like especially Walid, you know, like he's like, just watch, like you're in a different place now. Like, don't think U.S., don't think, you know, other jams, other countries. Like, this is. We're going against like titans, you know, like this is they have history in this, you know. And then I remember like I'm feeling this stress and I seen you and you're just so relaxed, smiling, laughing, like, and then I seen you just, you know, getting down, and then I was like, oh yes, okay, I needed to see this, you know, because I need to relax. And then you know, you guys face Fireback and the other guy, I don't remember his name. And then after that it changed because when you guys did in advance, for me, that was the whole purpose of us there, so that it made me more stressed now. Okay. Now I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, this is like my whole mind was put onto you guys, you know? But there was something for us that would have been special, you know, to be able to exchange with you guys.
Yeah, for us too.
But just to be in the same area, you know, like, this was my first time really seeing you. I was like, oh man, this is dope. You know, this is why I do it. You know, to be able to share these stories on this dance floor. You know.
Yeah. Cool. No, it was cool for us also to meet you guys. Yeah. It's important. You know, it makes us reconnect to that culture with the people because it's really important. It's a channel. Yeah. You know, if one channel is missing in the generation, who passed the link. So it's really important.
Yeah, 100%, man. So, man, I'm sure we could talk for hours and hours and hours. You know, he just flew in. You know, and I know Doc Young's in the other room. I'm like, yo, I want to go home, but we're so grateful. We're so grateful for you coming. Like,
thank you.
It's been almost 20
years.
Thank
you, brother.
Almost 20 years since he's been in LA. You know, you're here for Flavor of the Year.
Yes, Flavor in your ear.
Yes, Flavor of the Year, man, and we're excited to have you. We have Jazzy J, Stokes, and Walid.
Oh.
You know, look at that right there.
Don't miss,
Generations.
don't miss.
Don't miss it, man. And you know, again,
Any advice you want to give the people out there watching?
I think there's a lot of advice already we share together, and wow. So there you should really open your ear.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff was
a lot of gems.
interesting. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, Devious,
Kid Boogie.
Walid.
Localz only. See you guys, man. Peace.
Peace.
Much love. Yeah.
Let's get it.